It's so, I find it so moist. Like, what do you achieve from being in a gang? Like, oh, it's so stupid.
Because it's so childish. They're like 18, 19.
Right, go get a job, man.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Lamar is in year 10 and 12 months away from his GCSEs.
The difference is now, yeah, gang, like a group of friends, automatically gets mistaken for gangs now.
Yeah.
Stereotype for London school is probably gangs everywhere, boys with their trousers down their arse, someone who carries a knife, listens to rap music, wear hoodies all the time and always out at night. We're actually not like that at all. We never just go out and do nothing, because it's pointless. It's just a waste of time. End of the day. Plus, it's England. It's going to be cold. I don't have to be that stereotype. I will let my career do the talking for me.
What's the dream?
A footballer.
What's he got? Oh, Lamario.
Everything I want to do in the future is all related to play professionally. Football is everything. Like, it dominates my life.
Says! Well done, Lamar. James?
Yeah, he's a good kid. He's got the same ambition as 10 billion other kids in the world. You know, he wants to be a footballer.
Oh.
It's very easy for them to become one-track minded in terms of, I want to be a footballer, compared to, right, you know what, I'm going to sit at home and study tonight.
Gentlemen, one line here, please. We could be here because of a firing squad. It's the old-fashioned method of dealing with problems like this. You line people up against the wall and you shoot them.
There's some concern amongst staff that outside his PE lessons, Lamar isn't taking school as seriously as he should be.
Lamar, see my face? He's not laughing, is it? There's a reason for that, because this isn't humorous. I go and see a comedian when I want to laugh.
Lamar is a typical teenager. He thinks he's an adult and he wants to act and be treated like an adult. The kind of plain truth of it is that there are huge gaps missing.
Now, I think that if you want to use the word misunderstanding, that's probably the nice way to put what happened at lunch.
Assistant head teacher Mr. Palumbo has called Lamar to his office to discuss an altercation with another student.
I actually don't think that lunchtime was a misunderstanding, Lamar.
But you can't blame. He came up to me.
Yeah, and
he grabbed me.
Yeah.
He started shouting in my face because I pushed him harder than he touched me. I got in trouble. It makes no sense.
You disagree with the rules, right?
I don't disagree with the rules. I'm just saying.
But this is what you've just said, isn't it? You disagree with the rules.
You can't always apply them in certain situations.
I think you are protesting because we're putting boundaries and we are standing by those boundaries, and you don't like the fact that we put rules in place. Yeah.
There's no reason why you should be telling me what to do with my life. You're entitled to your opinion, but my opinion isn't going to change because you don't like it. I hate this guy so much.
What would it be, positive or negative? Positive. Positive. So if we divide a positive by a negative, what would that give us?
Negative.
Negative.
Lamar does often give the impression that he doesn't need the school. He doesn't need the support or help that we're giving him.
So negative divided by negative is?
He needs to grow out of that because he has a year before he sits his GCSEs. If not, I can tell you what his face will look like on results day.
What is X? 0.
All right, miss.
It's 11:30 a.m. Lamar has been sent to see Hazel, a non-teaching member of staff who deals with student behaviour.
Hello, miss.
Lamar's in there, yeah?
Morning, Lamar.
More so.
He's in trouble for skipping a recent detention.
Lamar, is it you didn't go, or is it that you turned up and then walked out?
I didn't go.
Why not?
Because I had an appointment.
This Wednesday, the school is closed due to a national teachers' strike, and Mr. Palumbo has a surprise in store for Lamar.
Well, here's the situation, Lamar. It would be ridiculous for us to have you out of class now when we could have you in on Wednesday to make up that time.
What? Wednesday?
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Why not?
Because I've got to go to work for my mum.
I'll ring Mum and make arrangements.
Well, I'd rather just stay in here today.
But that's not the way it works, Lamar, because you and I both know that the bigger sanction would be for you to be here on Wednesday.
Does he like you, do you think?
I would guess Lamar wouldn't choose me as one of his friends.
When he's near me, sometimes I'm just like, I just won't look at him. I'll put my head down, or I'll just try to avoid looking at him. Because if I look at him, I'm just gonna get more angry because I know he's there.
To be in on Wednesday.
Okay, so I'm telling you now, I'm not coming in on Wednesday.
Right, well, I'm going to ignore that, Lamar.
I'm just not coming in on a day off. There's no way.
Lamar, Let's not set boundaries and barriers.
I'm being completely honest with you. I'm not coming in on Wednesday. It's that simple.
Thank you, Lamar. Have a good day.
I don't mind going back to lesson, but...
Lamar lives at home with mum and, Dad's not living with him. He takes that position of the alpha male at home. Of course, he comes into school and he sometimes finds it difficult to resign that position.
I'm sorry, I'm not coming on Wednesday.
Don't hang yourself.
But he just has to make the situation difficult.
Don't sit there going to him, I'm not coming, I'm not coming, I'm not coming. Because you'll lose.
I just strongly dislike this guy.
Mr. Palumbo is hoping that Year 10 student Lamar will turn up for his detention, despite saying he wouldn't come in.
Rules are there for a reason, but at the end of the day, if no one breaks them, they wouldn't have been made. So in order for rules to be made, someone has to break them.
So do you believe in discipline?
So I kind of do.
How about when you're on the receiving end of Mr. Palumbo's discipline?
Don't believe it at all.
Squatter.
I thought someone said they weren't coming.
My mum made me come in.
He said, I ain't coming in, miss. And you should be in uniform.
I love you, miss. Oh, I love you, miss. I love you, miss.
I got you a 10-30.
Hello, sir. We all okay? All right. I'm just double-checking. Tim's here, Brandon's here, Lamar's here. Right, lovely. And we've got to work out a good behaviour deal for them.
So is it good that you backed down?
I think so.
Part of our role as a school is to make sure kids are prepared for adult life. And when they walk out into the big bad world, they are going to have to comply to the rules. They are going to have to meet the same expectations that are put on them by their boss. And I think we are training them for that, ultimately.
The biggest one for me is Giroud. I'm an Arsenal fan, and I'm thinking, how are you a pro?
With Lamar fast approaching his final year at school, PE teacher Mr. Aberley wants to talk to him about his plans for the future.
How do you think your football's going?
It's good, sir, but I'm not making as much progress in terms of getting better as I usually am.
What's your position?
Left back, but I'm
Left back.
right-footed.
If football don't work out, are you ready to accept the idea of not being a footballer and having to do a job?
Yes, but no. You don't understand? Like, when I wake up, first thing I want to do is play football.
I do understand. I spent my whole life doing it. Trust me. What's your plan B? Because if you don't make it, it's scary. If football don't work out for you, remember the world is going to keep spinning. You'll see that you've got to start making life choices for yourself. My younger brother, he was a footballer. People were talking about him. He was having trials all the time. And he didn't get a contract. And he fell apart. And I think it really was devastating for him. His whole being was hell-bent on being a footballer. And it changed his life. And I can't imagine, the feeling that I just know that some of these boys are going to go through that.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Palumbo. How you doing?
Not too bad.
How's Lamar getting on with you?
Lamar has kept his head down to a degree. I mean, we've got past the first hurdle, which is that he's going to tackle us because we're putting a boundary there.
Yeah.
We've won that one, and now it's about him upping his effort a little bit.
I was kind of thinking, what could I do with him? I was thinking, on Tuesdays, I'm going to take him with me with my Year 9s, and we can help coach the Year 9s. And
what lessons do you miss as a consequence?
It's GCSE PE.
Right, OK.
What I like about Lamar, he's quite a bright boy. He's doing well in his GCSE PE. So he's got other skills that he can use, and if he starts developing them now, it will put him on a few different paths rather than just, go to play football, brick wall, and then what do I do? I was just thinking, why don't you lead some of my class? So, if you want, we're doing athletics, so you've got a choice. Yeah. You could do an athletics session with me, or we could do football. I'll use you. Yeah? You all right with that?
Yeah, I'm right.
Yeah? All right, mate. See you later.
Are you in trouble? No. He wants me on DGCSE. He wants me to teach his Year 9 class. Mr. Abbey.
The reason Lamar's here is he obviously wants to follow his dream and be a footballer, but he actually sees that if I don't make it as a footballer, which less than 1% of people do actually make it, you know, he knows that he's got to have something else in his life. And he's here because he wants to help out and he wants to get some experience. So this is somebody that you can be looking up to.
1, 3, 5, don't bounce, 7, 9, not meant to bounce.
I'm realistic. I'm not gonna sell myself any dreams and say, yeah, I'm gonna be a footballer. The chances of me being a footballer are literally this big.
When you're up, the wind is blowing against you. That's why when you do sprints, you're meant to wear tight stuff. So
Mr. Abley, I told him I was coming for his job and he was like, I can have it.
thank you for having me, sir.
Cheers, buddy. Oh, brilliant. You want to come next week as well? Yeah. And the week after?
Mr. Abley sent for me today and he says to me, you were teaching the class and you were doing a brilliant job of it. And it's something he wants you to do more of. Right? Which I'm delighted to support. But I'm going to do it under one condition. You have 3 weeks left of this half term. And I want to see not a single negative thing. And as an acknowledgement of that, you will be coaching Year 9s in sport. And we will keep that going until we get a problem. And then what do you think will happen if the problem comes up?
I won't be able to do it anymore, but there won't be a problem. So
Good. There we go. Perfect. Thank you.
I'm just gonna get my head down and get my grades, because at the end of the day, there's no retakes. Just gonna keep my football going, but also have a backup plan if it doesn't work.
So one portion's 3.
Now, especially while I was being a teacher and assistant myself, I can definitely see it from their point of view and understand why certain things have to be done.
So maybe you're a bit more like Mr. Plumber than you realise.
No, never, ever, ever, ever